Welcome back to Recovery to Wellness. I'm Raquel, and this is where survivors radiate badassery. It is currently July 24th, 2023, and I have you balancing on a book and a wallet. And it's actually the Ferns and Butterflies wallet that I recently finally edited a video from like Christmas 2021 and like shared about it there. So that video is now on my channel. But anywho, today I'm going to do kind of like a short video because I want to review a book that I read way back. I think I primarily read it between the beginning of March 2023 and the end of April 2023. At least between the end of March to the beginning of April 2023 until the end of July 2023 to review it and have it published on my blog. If you don't know, I don't really blog as much as I used to anymore, but if you are curious as to what I blog about, primarily what's on my YouTube channel, although probably a little bit more in the beginning, so in 2016, 2017, even a little bit of 2018, I would do drawings and like stationery hauls and things like that, and pictures and images, and I hope to go back to some of that kind of stuff on my channel here. Doing more art stuff, I want to go back to that, doing like coloring stuff or painting and like watercoloring and just things to that effect. Also, but if you are interested in what my blog is, it's recoverytowellness.wordpress.com. I've also done in the past, I haven't, this is like the first post I've actually done this year, so like, again, not super active I guess on there anymore. I do want to go back to it, but it just hasn't, and with the struggle I had with reading and stuff, it just kind of makes it a little more difficult. But if you do want to check that out, you can do that. If you also want to check out more of my writing, I write Loki-centered Avengers fanfiction. I have been since about 2016. And I also now write House MD fanfiction since about last year in 2022. So, like last December. Yeah, I have plenty of stories, plenty of things. I like to write a lot about hurt comfort and like overcoming adversity and like physical health and mental health challenges and things to that effect. So that is that. But anywho, I want to talk about this book, and I've showed it many times when I was working on the review, but it is this book. It's called The Stress-Free Home by Jackie Craven. And it's like a home interior design book. And it was really, really, really good, and I got this at actually the Nick's library, which may not mean anything to you right now, especially with the continuity of things, but one of the libraries that I go to. It's, so I have like the review, I call them, my book reviews are extensive and very long. I still have to probably fix them up, like do like a review of my book reviews in a sense, or like do things like that, because I don't know, it takes very long, but there's a lot of commentary to it, there's a lot of like things to it, but they're very long. I call them book exploration stations, BESs, and I want to try to do more like video book reviews and stuff too. I haven't figured it all out yet, but that is one of the goals that I have for this channel and like for the future upcoming stuff with books and things like that. I have done books stuff in the past where I like spend time reading a book, and like you can just kind of watch me read a book, and like you can take out your own book. I put like ambient noise to it, like that kind of thing. But I would like to do more like review stuff. But this book is 160 pages long, this one, and it's all about interior design. It's all about like, title is The Stress-Free Home, Beautiful Interiors for Serenity and Harmonious Living, and by Jackie Craven, 2005. So I wonder how, like, if it's been updated, like that kind of thing. I know it does seem like she has a mini series about stuff, because she's also done The Healthy Home, and I feel like there was more. I also don't know if she uses she, her pronouns, so I assume that she does, but could be wrong about that. It's a very, very good book, I think, because it does a lot with like So the big thing, I guess, too, before I go totally into the review sort of portion, I guess a little bit more behind the scenes in a sense. I love to read. I love books so much. I want to publish books one day. But I have a complicated relationship with books now because I have a lot of perfectionism and anxiety about books. Because I think I feel like some of it is relatively valid because I feel like some of it is like I'll read something, but I don't really like, it doesn't go through the layers of my brain, like I don't really comprehend it in a sense, so then I have to read it again, but then sometimes I'll get caught in like reading it like 3 times and then I'm like, fuck it, I'll just keep going or not, whatever. But so reading books in particular for me now is very difficult, but I love books so much that I don't want to just like listen to audiobooks and stuff, so I'd rather like face the issue and like get through it, which is difficult because it's very anxiety provoking, it's very intense, because I'm afraid like what if I'm reading it and I'm thinking about something else, which happens a lot, or you know, whatever and stuff. So that's why I have rules and stuff too, like if I start a book I have to finish it no matter how terrible I hate it kind of thing, and if I read a book I have to review it, so it's like a whole system and stuff. But what I try to do with the page flags is I'll usually use like a bigger page flag, like the squares, to do like when I'm reading it, so like I call it reading return, so like whenever the date and time of day that I'm reading it, for that bit. And then the page flags themselves the colors don't really mean anything. I just choose whatever color I want and then write a little note on the tab itself, because that helps, because now if I tab it and I just didn't write a note, I wouldn't know why I tabbed it, so I have to like write a little bit of something. So yeah, books are difficult for me to read. So I hadn't taken out, because I have a fiction book, which is a whole other issue. I can't even read fiction books right now, but like, well, not necessarily true, because I think I read one, maybe that was last year though, yeah, it was probably last year. But anywho, reading fiction is even more difficult than reading nonfiction, so I've been able to find that nonfiction is easier for me to read. And then I hadn't taken out a book from the Nix library system, the Watchmen library system. I hadn't taken out a book from there for over a year, and I still but I can't take out books from the Sailboat libraries because I still have that one book that I've had for like 2 years that I haven't finished reading, but then I'm like adamant that I'm gonna finish reading it, but then I just keep not reading it, and it's like months go by, all this kind of stuff. So I really hadn't been able to take out books, but I figured with this book, and I took out 2 others. One of them I never read, it's actually this one. I didn't read it, but I'm gonna return it anyway. The Little Book of Luca, by Meek Viking, and I didn't read it, but I'm gonna return it anyway today when I return this book. But anywho, I thought I picked out that Luca book because I had tried to read it before but never did. But the author is someone I read the Little Book of Huga from, which I love, so I was like, okay, familiar author. The other book was a new book that I still have that you're balancing on, but I haven't finished reading it, which that's a whole other discussion. And then this book seemed better because it has lots of pictures. It has pictures, and it's like easy to read text, and it has like just lots of things about home interior design, which I really like. And it's actually probably the first book I've actually completed reading about interior design and like mindfulness and kind of like stress-free zones and stuff like that. So it's really good. And I have tons more quotes that I place in the book exploration station thing. Some things that I wanted to kind of go over. I definitely liked and got the most out of the chapter 5, Color and Light. I actually used this photo in the review. And that was just a huge chapter for me because it talks all about the different kind of colors and how it kind of works together with other colors, or how to kind of improve a space based on colors. There were a lot of cultural things that I was interested in from this book. A lot of things about shapes and like amounts of numbers of things. Like 3s are pretty good. This is also one of the bathroom photos that I included in the review. This is just so pretty. And then there's also this one that I really liked. Sorry. Are you good, dude? You're like Okay, this one I really, really adored. I think it's just a beautiful photo. So, and then, yeah, I mean, there's tons of quotes that I pulled from the review itself. There were a lot of the things, there's these things called serenity secrets throughout the book, and there's just these little areas of like kind of like meditation things to do, or like one of them was like inhale a color, exhale a color. Some of them were like creative kind of ones. A lot of the book talks too about like coming up with your own dream home, what it would look like, the floor plans for it, but like not being like super like critical about it, or just, you know, just kind of allowing your mind and imagination to go wherever it will, and just kind of seeing what kinds of things pop out, what kind of colors are good. It talks also, the book talks also a lot about like family life kind of thing too, so like harmonious living, not just for the individual but for a family, which is less applicable for me, but also just interesting in general. So if you do have a family and you live with people and such, and you want to build a home for that. Also, I talked about accessibility stuff too, like people who are more handicapped or disabled and how they would get around the home, like having a free, able to maneuver in the home space. So I think it was a really great book. I recommended it. I normally do it 0 out of 5, so I did 5 out of 5 for this book because there's no trigger warnings, there's nothing like mental health related. It's all just about like stress-free, like decluttering, color, light, like the different like skills and tools you can use, meditation kind of stuff. Like also has really great like amount of like group potential. That I work as a group facilitator, so I would actually be able to probably utilize some of this stuff with like the mindfulness, the meditation kind of stuff. The different little, like, there's even like a part, I think I put it in the creativity corner of the review, where it has you draw like a mandala and like come up with that image, which I actually was able to do. There's a few things like the floor plans and the imagining your home kind of thing that I have not done yet, but do want to go back into doing once the like still having the book review on my blog live, and then having this video live and all of that. This is the one, I did this one. I didn't, like, this is not the one that I, like, thought of doing. I thought of doing one with a rainbow, but this is, like, the mandala kind of one that I did. And it was just this image, and it's kind of like the ocean and such. So, I had done that. But yeah, I would, if you're into, like, home design or, like, interior design, and you know, you struggle, too, with, like, reading or something with pictures and something kind of, like, easy to read text, things to that effect, if that would be helpful for you. Again, 5 out of 5. Totally not sponsor or anything. And again, the book is really old too, since it's 2005 as well, but I think it's still very interesting. I definitely want to check out more books by Jackie Craven and do more reviews on that. If you liked this video, let me know down in the comments. What part did you enjoy the most? Would you like to see me even talk? I could pull the blog post up on my phone and do like some specific quotes if you're interested in that kind of thing. Maybe as like a follow-up review in a sense, I can do that. Or if I also do that, then I could also do the floor plans of my own dream home, because I definitely want to do like a library space and like art space, like that kind of thing. So let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, super quick addition to just say, I do think the reason I, hold on, there we go. The reason I decided to take out that stress-free home book and then the 2 other books was because I obviously wasn't getting very far in, reading other books and other things I have from libraries and such like that, or my own books or whatever. So I decided that maybe if I took out a few books and then, you know, maybe that would like help me to actually get to read again, and it did work. I still am working on some of them. And then there was another time I went back to the Watchmen library where I took out a few more books, so I have to read those books. But there is one that I'm reading right now that's about overcoming anxious procrastination, which is helpful. And there's lots of like, it's like a workbook, so there's lots of exercises and stuff. I have to do a bunch more with that, but yeah, I did just want to say something that kept me reading was an easy to read book, and then I worked on the book review even before I finished the book, which was helpful. And just kind of breaking it down into smaller tasks, and also thinking of the book, how it kind of reminded me of Slow, Simple Living for a Frantic World by 2018 by Brooke McAllery. That also really helped because it's also kind of similar, especially with the decluttering kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it, and maybe I'll take it out again sometime, and then maybe I'll do another review, like a shorter review or something of it. I definitely have to work on the way that I review books and such, but that's something for another day. So anywho, thanks so much for being here. As always, stay safe, and much love and light to you, and thank you so much, and hopefully this was okay, and you guys will hear me ramble for a bit, and yeah, I'm gonna go return these books now so that I can get them off my mind, off my, you know, space of time and clutter. So thank you so much. Alright, bye! Tell me how annoying it was that I was looking at the viewfinder and not the camera. So I'm still working on it, I'm trying. But alright, okay, thank you, bye. Do you like my shirt too? It's a new rainbow shirt. Rainbow shirt. I got it on vacation. Rainbow!
I can see a lighthouse through the smoke. Everything is lost, I know.